Have you ever started your day feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or just empty? You open your phone, you check the news, you scroll through social media, but somehow none of it helps. Instead of peace, you feel pressure. Instead of clarity, confusion. And deep inside, something feels off, like your soul is searching for something more. What if the reason for that feeling isn't just stress, but misalignment? What if the peace you're missing starts with one simple decision? To put God first? Because when God isn't first in our lives, everything else feels out of order. But when we choose to begin with Him, not as a last resort, but as our first thought, everything shifts. Today's story is about realigning our hearts, rediscovering purpose, and learning how to live each day with God at the center. Not perfectly, but intentionally. Because putting God first doesn't mean life gets easier. It means we walk through it with the one who never fails. Chapter 1. When God is not first. When God is not first in our lives, everything begins to feel out of balance. We wake up and rush into our day, pulled by our schedules, responsibilities, and the expectations of others. We chase success, approval, and a sense of control. The day passes in a blur, and by nightfall, we're left with exhaustion, anxiety, and a strange emptiness we can't quite name. We tell ourselves we're just too busy, that life is overwhelming. But maybe the issue isn't our circumstances. Maybe the problem is our priorities. Maybe we don't lack time. We lack order. When God is no longer at the center, something else always takes His place. It could be our work, our relationships, our sense of security, or the dreams we're chasing. Even good things, like family, ministry, or goals, can become first in our hearts if we're not careful. And when anything other than God becomes our number one, we will always feel unsettled. We try to carry everything on our own, and the more we strive, the more we wear out. We search for peace in places that can't truly give it. Putting God first doesn't mean ignoring everything else. It means putting everything else in its proper place, under His leadership. When He's first, everything else begins to find its place. Our hearts slow down, our minds clear up, our burdens feel lighter. Because life works best when it flows from Him, not around Him. Chapter 2. Why we forget God. It's not always rebellion that makes us drift from God. More often it's distraction. We don't intentionally walk away from Him. We just slowly stop paying attention. Life gets loud, work piles up, notifications never end, and little by little, the voice of God gets quieter. Not because He's speaking less, but because we're listening less. We forget God when we become overly focused on the visible and forget the invisible. When we measure our worth by results, productivity, or how others see us. When we carry silent burdens and try to solve them on our own before we pray. We forget God when comfort becomes more important than character, and when control feels safer than surrender. Sometimes, forgetting God doesn't look like sin. It just looks like self-reliance. We say things like, "I've got this," or "I'll figure it out." And in doing so, we slowly edge God out of the picture. We consult Him last, not first. We pray only when plans fail. And even when we do come to Him, it's often to ask Him to bless what we've already decided, instead of seeking His will from the start. But deep down, our souls know the truth. We were not created to run on our own strength. We forget God, but He never forgets us. And the beauty of grace is this: no matter how far we've drifted, returning to Him is only one step away. One quiet prayer, one honest moment, one whisper of, "God, I need you." He's not waiting to shame us, He's waiting to welcome us. Chapter 3. What it means to put God first. Putting God first doesn't mean quitting your job and moving to a mountain to pray all day. It doesn't mean you never have fun, or that you stop caring about your goals and relationships. It means that in everything, your work, your dreams, your relationships, your pain, God is the center, not the side note. To put God first means you ask Him before you act. You align your decisions with His truth, not just your feelings. You prioritize what matters to Him, not just what's urgent to you. It means waking up and saying, God, this day is yours. Guide me, use me, teach me. It means inviting Him into the little things, not just the big ones. Your morning routine, your conversations, your mindset, your plans. It also means saying no to good things if they pull you away from God's best. Sometimes putting Him first requires sacrifice of time, of comfort, of popularity. It's choosing obedience over ease and trust over certainty. But it's not about performance. It's about position. You're not trying to earn His love. You're choosing to live in response to it. When God is first, your life has alignment. Your soul finds peace, not because everything is easy, but because your priorities are clear. He becomes your compass, not just your comfort. You stop chasing approval because you already have His. You stop fearing the future because you trust the one who holds it. Putting God first isn't about rules, it's about relationship. It's living every day aware that He's near, that He's involved, and that nothing matters more than walking closely with Him. Chapter 4. Everything changes. When you put God first, everything doesn't suddenly get easier, but everything starts to make more sense. The stress that used to overwhelm you, it becomes lighter because you're no longer carrying it alone. The fear that used to paralyze you, it shrinks in the shadow of His strength. The goals that once seemed empty now carry eternal meaning. Everything changes, not because your life is perfect, but because your perspective is different. You stop measuring your worth by how much you achieve and start measuring it by how much you trust. You begin to notice God's hand in the ordinary. You find beauty in the small, joy in the quiet, peace in the storm. Putting God first doesn't mean life is without trials. It means you face those trials with a new strength, His strength. It's no longer about, how will I fix this? But God, what are you teaching me through this? Even when the outcome doesn't change, you change. And that's the miracle we often overlook. When He's first, your identity is secure, your choices are clearer, your heart is protected. He becomes the lens through which you see the world. And that changes everything. Chapter 5. A daily decision. Here's the hard truth. Putting God first isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily choice. Every morning you wake up with a question. Will I live for myself today, or will I live with Him at the center? Some days that decision is easy. You feel inspired, full of faith, ready to trust. But other days, it's a battle. Your emotions push you one way. The world pulls you another. And your soul gets tired of always choosing the harder path. That's why putting God first requires discipline. Not the kind that's harsh or legalistic, but the kind that gently reminds you, this is worth it. This is life-giving. This is who you want to be. You might not feel like praying every day, but you choose to anyway. You might be tempted to rush into decisions without seeking Him, but you pause, you ask, you listen. You might not always get it right, but each day is a fresh start. Putting God first doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're intentional. It means you create space for God in your thoughts, your schedule, your heart. And over time, these small daily choices become a life deeply rooted in Him. So don't wait for a perfect moment to put Him first. Start today. Start now. One small decision, one small prayer, one small surrender. That's how transformation begins. Chapter 6. When you fail. No matter how much we love God, we all fail at putting Him first sometimes. We get distracted. We chase comfort. We forget to pray. We make choices that go against what we know is right. And when we realize it, we often feel ashamed, like we've let God down. But here's the beautiful truth. God already knows. He's not surprised by your struggle. He's not shocked by your weakness. And He doesn't stop loving you because you slipped. When you fail to put Him first, He doesn't push you away. He calls you back, gently, patiently, lovingly. Like the father in the story of the prodigal son, He runs to meet you when you turn back. Not with anger, not with judgment, but with open arms. Failure is not the end. It's an invitation, an opportunity to return to what matters. To say, God, I tried to do this my way, and I need you. And that simple act of turning back is what brings healing. Don't let failure make you hide from God. Let it lead you closer. He's not keeping score. He's keeping you. His grace is bigger than your mistakes. His light is stronger than your darkness. And His love never wavers. So when you fall, don't stay down. Don't give up. Don't say, I'll try again tomorrow. Start again now, in this moment. Because putting God first isn't about never failing. It's about always coming back. When you put God first, you don't get all the answers. You don't get a perfect life. But you get something far more powerful. Peace, purpose, and presence. Peace, because you know He's in control, even when life isn't. Purpose, because you're living for something eternal, not just temporary success. Presence, because you're walking with the God who made you, loves you, and never leaves you. You won't always see the full picture. You won't always feel strong. But if you put Him first, truly first, you will never be walking alone. So today, ask yourself, who is really first in my life? My plans, my comfort, my image, or God? And if the answer isn't what you want it to be, don't feel shame. Feel invitation. God isn't asking for perfection. He's asking for position. He's saying, let me lead. Let me be first. Trust me. I'll take care of the rest. Put God first, and everything else will fall into place.